Slap shot. That one is wide off the wall and back into the neutral zone. As our first look at Carson Carels, the standout defenseman of the Prince George Cougars. Moving it up the ice, cross ice right wing. Tarek Parasak will give that puck up. He'll hit a trailing Anisimov. Going cross ice, intercepted by Brown up ahead. Here comes McFadden to Brown. Scores! Here on the forecheck. Warriors leading 1-0, just over 3 minutes in to our Cask 82 Ale Table. First period live music every weekend. Down low again behind the Warrior net. Semeluk off the glass, barely. Close. Almost into the stands. Warriors looking for a lane out. Ziprick for Lajoie as he'll slide the puck in deep. Semeluk to pressure Anisimov behind the net. Loose puck. Carels turns it over. There's a drive by Brown, and it's off a stick out of play.
Absolutely. Waste no time. Get your shots through.
Thorpe, Brown, McFadden, Paquette, and Carter for the Warriors as the Cougars clear it out. Carter will roll it up ahead. Brown will dump it back in on the back end. Ravensburg stopping it behind the net. Anisimov moves it far wall. The Warriors will poke it down low. It comes right circle. Brown spins, puts it wide off the side of the net by Thorpe. Thorpe trying to track it left boards, coming up the half wall. Checked by Foster, who will now clear the puck out back to the Warrior line. Paquette settles it down, springs it up ahead. Here's Thorpe on the left wing. Brown through the middle, trying to get that pass. Great play by Carels as he broke up that pass to Casey Brown. Here's the Cougars with speed. Shot blocked. Looking to break in. Ziprick on a loose puck though. He'll come streaking up ahead on the far right wing side. Ziprick through the middle. That shot will go off a Cougar defenseman and bouncing wide. Back on the left wall. Ziprick thought about pinching, but Parasak will move it up the ice. Anisimov leads this rush. The defenseman steps up, looking for Parasak trailing. Passes wide. It's off the wall and back out of the neutral zone. 6 minutes gone in the Cask 82 Ale Table first period. Warriors leading 1-0. Seitz had it stripped away by Andreessen, who will play deep in his own zone. Schmidt off the wall for Ziprick. Through the middle, he's got Brown out there with Dagenstein and Trefny across the line. Trefny, toe drag shot, pad save. Dagenstein, good chance. Chipped it, trying to bounce it off the side of Ravensburgen. Prince George off there a while, moving it up ahead. Seitz in the far left wing. Checked by Schmidt, but tracking that puck. Comes between the circles. Carels shot, scores. Oh, was that a bullet by Carson Carels? And the Cougars have tied it at 1.
Well, we don't know a lot about him other than what we saw at World Juniors, but you got a good idea of what that young man can do when he shoots the puck. He leaned into that one, Carson Carels.
Great play by Dawson Seitz, just staying with the puck, right? He was kind of beat, but then kept working hard. And then he finds Dean, Trefny, Ziprick, and Schmidt for the Warriors. As Moose Jaw wins the face-off, they'll play it around to the far side wall. Ziprick up ahead, right wing neutral zone for Trefny. Wrapped up on the wall, but able to play this one low. Icing waved off, and Anisimov pressured by the Warrior forecheck of Andreessen. It comes left wall to the blue line. Ziprick holding, and then playing it back around. It carries to the far right corner. Andreessen ties up his man. Cash trying to get into that battle. Carels works it free, and Anisimov behind the net. Looking for Parasak. It's wide and all the way down for an icing call. I think to me, this is a line I like to see side of the Cougar net. Warriors with a draw back. Brown, Thorpe, and McFadden. And Brown's wrist shot will go. Great point. It's a great point. Cougars able to win the draw. And Anisimov pressured over to Carels. He'll flip this one high and out. Goes off the skate of Ziprick back in the Cougar zone. Carels snaps it up. Looking for Kozicki as he brings it to the Warrior left half wall. Kozicki to the net, along the ice. Nice job getting it to the blue paint. And Dylan Mingle along with Schmitz and Ziprick. Cougars win it. Carels shot wide from the blue line. Anisimov from the right side sends it around. Kozicki left corner. Oh, big check there by Aiden Ziprick, but Kozicki gets right back up, trying to center that puck, broken up by McKenzie. Moved ahead for Matthew Lajoie, the Moose Jaw Warriors, as he dumps it in. And Anisimov will track that puck, plays it around the wall. Seitz looking for an exit point. Cross ice. Carels comes in on the far left wing, trying to move it inside. A penalty upcoming to the Warriors as they haul down a Cougar drive in the net. Prince George stays on the attack. Carels moves it inside, touched up. And Schmidt blocker side to Mingo. Cougars have Carels, Gazowski, Shergott, as well as Yakutsinak and Parasak, I do believe. Carels to Gazowski to the net. Pad save made, bouncing rebound, and snapped down by Casey Brown. Cougars have great balance in their special teams. 3rd-ranked power play in the league, 4th-ranked penalty kill in the Western Hockey League. Shergott up ahead, moves it left wing. As the Cougars come in, trying to play it to the middle. Parasak can't get a stick on it. Gazowski, poke check by Andreessen. Puck comes down the ice. Carels will skate back for it as Moose Jaw changes up the penalty killers. Dagenstein, Trefny, DeGagne, and Ness. 45 seconds into the Ashdowns penalty kill. Parasak will play it in. Mingo unable to stop it as it rolls to the far left wall. Up to the blue line for Carels. He'll handle this puck. Left corner Parasak for Shergott, and nice deflected wide by Prince George. Off the wall, Andreessen trying to snap it up ahead. Pavlik reels it in. Pavlik comes in through the middle. Right wall, Steranka. Good hands are on the boards. Over to Pavlik. Right circle trying to drive the net. He had Andreessen through the middle, didn't he?
Yeah, I'd like to see as he drives, get it to your forehand, put it on the net.
Here's
like we talked about the feet.
James Gallo, Derek Kletzel in the Golden West Trailer and Equipment broadcast booth. Hannah Lubin at the studio. Warriors down 2-1 as they are back inside the Prince George line. Semenuk, McKenzie, and Lajoie with Ziprick and Schmidt. Lajoie checked by the Cougars. Yakutsinak. That forces a loose puck, and Parasak up the ice. Yakutsinak goes around the Warrior wall. Puck rolls off his blade. He'll tie up with Semenuk. Little help there from Schmidt, rolling it up. Lajoie will go cross ice left wing. Ziprick brings it in. Drop pass to McKenzie. Looking back door, and Lajoie sailed it high and wide. Good play there. Nice cross ice pass by Pavel McKenzie. Up the Prince George boards, knocked down by Semenuk. 2 Cougars trying to knock that puck free. Semenuk comes off the wall in the slot, and it's blocked by the Cougars. That was Anisimov that wore that puck.
That was a big play by him.
Nice play by Semenuk. Just hard work on the wall to try and get to the middle of the ice for a shot. Working up ahead for Prince George. Up ahead. Kozicki looking cross ice left wing. A little too far for Seitz, who will now cycle it down low. Centering pass. Dagenstein in a good position. And he'll break up the ice. Goes wide right wing. Sends it in low. Trying to get on the forecheck. And Anisimov will play it around the Cougar wall. Ziprick looking to step up, but the Cougars will work it around the Warrior defenseman and down. Schmidt rims around the boards. Carels read the play, comes left circle to the net. Off some bodies and knocked wide by Prince George. Ash to Carels. Over to Anisimov. Top of the zone, wrist shot. Boy, there's bodies everywhere in front of the Moose Jaw goaltender. Warriors coming back down low as the Cougar line continues to press. As Ash brings it up the right wall, then cycles it back. Ziprick wrapping up with height. Funk will grab it left half wall, former Calgary hitman. Funk checked by Schmidt on the Warrior end boards. Loose puck up the wall, and Anisimov. Does he keep it in? Yes. Then a wrist shot goes high and wide. Carels, bottom left circle, fades into the corner. Cross ice, Ash, top of the zone. Wrist shot blocked by Dagenstein. That's a long shift for him as it gets out into the neutral zone. And the Cougars will slide it back in before changing. A lot of zone time. Right circle face off. McKenzie, Semenuk, Lajoie, Paquette, and Carter. One to the right wall. Dug free by Carels below the goal line as Dubansky plays it up and down. It carries down to the Warriors zone. Jet Lajoie and Nolan Paquette in a race all the way down to the Warriors end boards behind the net. Worked free, and Matthew Lajoie will send it up ahead. McKenzie had it tipped away at the red line. 60 seconds to go here in the opening period of play with the Warriors down 2-1. Semenuk sliding it for McKenzie as he comes in, but puck kind of bounced on him, and that drew him outside the Prince George line. Shergott able to win it back. Over to Carels in the far left wing. He'll send it high into the equipment of Mingo, and he'll hold on. Takes a little bit of a shower. Hurst and Ness. Glove side to Mingo. Cougars win the draw. Dumansky at the blue line. Delays. Pressure from McFadden. Finds Carels on the left boards. He'll put it off the left pad. Sights on the rebound. Takes the shot. Did not get through. And then Ness will swat that one down. 30 seconds to go here in the first period. Dumansky back inside of his zone. Up ahead. Sights plays it in, but not deep. Warriors had a chance to clear. Seitz intercepts. He's got Dumansky at the blue line. Left circle, Carels down the blue line. Dumansky's shot blocked by Thorpe. He wore that one. Carels now, fake shot. Rims it around the boards. It comes to the near right side. Hurst takes a hit there from a Cougar, poked free and back out. That should end our first period of play. Warriors. Parasak along with Carels. Backdoor. What a save there by Mingo as Gazowski.
The traffic in front of him was intense. Not sure he even saw it.
Carels at the blue line across the stripe. Left board, Shergott. Back to Carels at the blue line. Wrist shot low. That may have went off of somebody in front. Gagne trying to hammer it up the wall. Does not get out. Good hold by Carels. Right corner, Gazowski. Behind the net, Parasak. Left boards for Shergott. Up top for Carels. Right wall, Gazowski. Top of the zone, Carels. Waits. Wrist shot deflected. And a good reaction save by Mingo. We've seen Ness and Paquette. Cougars control again. Carels. Right wall, Gazowski, the former Lethbridge Hurricane. Down the wall, Parasak behind the net. Skating towards the left corner. Flips it up the wall. Shergott blue line. Carels to Parasak left goal line. Cross ice pass broken up by Ness. Cougars trying to get on the puck. Paquette able to knock it free. Up ahead, Semeluk one-on-one against Carels. Semeluk going wide left, trying to cut to the net. Backhand pad save. Rebound stuffed as well. Semeluk scored short-handed last night against the Prince Albert Raiders.
Well, that was a nice move by Semeluk around Carels.
Gazowski gliding to the Warrior end boards. Plays it around. Parasak on the high left wall. Trying to move it inside. Tipped by the Warriors, but it carries down low. Ness trying to move it inside. It'll find the blade of Semeluk, who will cut across the neutral zone. Hits the red line. Gliding in. Dagenstein looking for the shot. Poked wide by Carels. Semeluk, the only guy in that wall battle, worked free. 25 seconds to go as the Cougars Parasak will get across the red line. Dumansky takes it at center. Dumansky cuts in right boards. Parasak still out there the entire power play. It's a 2-minute shift for him as well as Carels. They go right circle for Dumansky. No shot. Left along the half wall for Foster. Behind the net for Parasak. Worked free up. Dumansky right circle to the left side. Carels. Schmidt is out of the penalty box. Warriors needed to look up ahead. Could have sprung Schmidt, but they didn't see him. That's about recognition, right, Derek? As the Warriors now dump it down. Trefny trying to pressure Dumansky behind the Prince George net. He'll feed Carels up ahead. Jet Lajoie comes in far left side for Prince George as he plays it around the wall. They have the short change. He plays it far side wall. Parasak to the net. That's off the pad of Mingo. Lajoie up the ice on the left wing. He's got McKenzie coming across the Prince George line. Looking for the trailing Andreessen. He'll feed it back to McKenzie in his skates. Battle on the wall. Matthew Lajoie comes inside circle. Tipped away by the Cougars. Second effort by Lajoie. Keeps it on the attack. McKenzie for Ness, and he rips it over top of the nets. Rolling puck, and it's corralled by Prince George. Carels comes in, left wing, goes cross ice. A little too far for Parasak, but he's taken this side to Mingo. Yakutsiak able to control Shergott to Parasak left goal line. They go backdoor, a shoulder save by Mingo. Cougars on the puck, Shergott left goal line, Parasak. Back up the left wall, Shergott. Carels at the blue line to Parasak left side. Backdoor, they score. Cooper Gazowski on the right wing side. Cougars' second power play goal. They'll take a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, sooner or later, all those backdoor plays, Mingo's
Family Pizza power play, always 2-for-1 pizza and pasta. McKenzie, McFadden, Brown, Ziprick, and Schmidt. Be tough against this really good penalty kill, the Cougars. Puck is round to take it for the Warriors. Cougars, though, win it, and then it's up the wall and out by Bauer Dumansky out of Lockwood, Saskatchewan. Parasak pressures as the Warriors leave it on their end boards. Very aggressive, almost a full court press here by Shergott and Parasak. They'll head back. Now the Warriors looking to break out. McKenzie cuts right wing, across the Cougar line. On the wall for Brown. Kind of lost the handle. Prince George had a chance to clear. Can't get it out. Ziprick, good hold right point. Swings it down to the corner. Dumansky's first one there. That goes off a body almost towards the net, and then Dumansky recovers and sends it down. 60 start, 5 seconds of 5-on-3. Andreessen, Semeniuk, Carter, Paquette. Paquette, left circle, waits, wrist shot, and nice glove save. Low blocker doesn't work, right? No. Draw one back to the line. Paquette on the boards for Thorpe. Looking cross ice. Carter on his backhand, couldn't hold on. It's directed out. Moved up ahead. Paquette to Thorpe. Stops in the high left wall. Cross ice, right boards is Carter. Down the boards, looking backdoor left side. Goes off the blade of Thorpe, bouncing left circle. Gets away from Bouchard. The Cougars are off to the races. Left wing, look at Dumansky jumping up the defenseman. Put that one wide off the blade of Paquette. Thorpe reeling the puck in. Back checked by Dumansky. Led the rush that made the play defensively. Good play by the Cougar captain. 45 seconds into the second. Warrior family pizza power play. Always 2-for-1 pizza and pasta. Sharp angle shot is wide. Casey Brown lifts his stick, and Connor Schmidt grabs the loose puck. Through the middle across the Cougar line. Good poke check by Prince George. 8.5 to go in our Rooter Moose second period, with the Warriors trailing 3-2. Up ahead, the Cougars move it to Ash. He'll go right side. Unable to get inside of Degagne. Puck's bouncing around. Comes out. Push back inside. Cleared up ahead by the Warriors. Dagenstein trailing. Grabs it left wing. He'll throw it down the Prince George wall. It's a broken Warriors stick on the ice in the Prince George zone. As the Cougars use the glass to clear it out. Brady Ness is back for it. Warrior captain will slide it for Degagne. Ahead at center. Tipped by Dagenstein and in deep. Out with Steranka and Lajoie. Right half wall. Lajoie for the Warriors. Checked on the board. Some help from Steranka. Steranka with 3 Cougars on him. Forced to the blue line. Prince George will push it down. Nessa's got a hustle with Parasak pressuring. Parasak steals. Left half wall to the blue line. Carels. Stick handling left side. He looks to the right. Funk fan of the one-timer. Parasak at the blue line. That one went off a body into the glove to Mingo.
Got to watch that backdoor pass, right, James?
They're using seams, right? That's how Gazowski scored the go-ahead goal. Top of the zone. Carl's able to keep it in. Shergott left wall, down to Parasak left goal line. Back up the left board. Shergott to Carl's at the blue line. Back to Shergott left wall. Left goal line is Parasak up top for Carl's. Looking right circle, Gazowski. Back to Carl's at the point. Left wall for Shergott. Back to Carl's. Fan of the one-timer. Warriors couldn't get a piece of it. Cougars get it back. Carl's top of the zone. Left boards for Shergott. Back up top for Carl's. Wrist shot goes off a body out in front. Loose on the wall. Andreessen will skate it out for the Warriors. Comes up on the left wing. Little back check there by Prince George, getting the puck free. 50 seconds into the Ashdowns penalty kill. Prince George with speed up the ice. Parasak shot. Chest save made by Mingo. Puck's bouncing around. The Cougars can't reel it in. It comes out. Look at Semeniuk racing up ahead. He'll poke it to the Cougar line. Parasak had to roll off his blade, but it does come deep. McKenzie, Brown, McFadden, Schmidt, and Ziprick. Cougars win the draw. Carls will rib it opposite ice and all the way down. Mingo stopping it behind the net. Ziprick looking to skate out. Pressured by Shergott and Parasak. Over to McKenzie. Cuts left wing. McKenzie around the first wave, but kicks it down to the end boards. Dumansky and McKenzie tie up. Schmidt down low. He'll work it up to the point. There's Ziprick at the blue line. Right circle, McFadden. Looking for Ziprick. Good stick by Shergott. It carries down the ice. Look at Mingo between the circles playing it up ahead. McFadden, left wing. Ziprick building speed as he enters on the left side. Leaves it high. McKenzie. Cross ice. Out of the reach of McFadden. The Warriors have to regroup. 45 seconds in to the family pizza power play. Always 2-for-1 pizza and control. Back to 5-on-5. 2:05 to go. Andreessen looking for Semeniuk up ahead. Pass a little bit wide. Warriors have a trailing Thorpe. No shot. Try to toe drag it. And then the shot by Paquette. No deflection in front. Degagne pinching from the left line. In the corner, Thorpe moves it up the wall. Good play, but the Warriors are off the boards, and it carries all the way. very tight checking affair here in the second period. As Semenuk will send it cross ice left wing down to the end boards. Left wall, Dagenstein steers it below the goal line. Cougars will put it on the blade of Carels. Cross ice right wing, Gazowski, good hustle. First one on it, drop pass, they look left side. Parasak then looking back to Gazowski, and he put it wide. Maybe one too many passes for Prince George there.
Boy, if that would end up in the back of the net,
would have been really pretty. Would have been really pretty. Gazowski finding Parasak. That's stopped by Mingo. Rebound, Dagenstein trying to work it up ahead. Dagenstein going wide right now, cutting through the middle. Tapped off his blade. Good stick again by Prince George. 60 seconds to go. Parasak drifting in left wing, up the glass and down low. Pavlik, Ziprick, and Schmidt. Cougars off the draw from the right board, send it behind the net. Funk pinched by Ziprick. They'll battle on the wall. Shergott and Dagenstein in there. It's worked free. Schmidt for the Warriors. Off the glass and down. 15 seconds remaining in the frame, and icing waved off by the linesman. Turnover in the Prince George zone. Pavlik to the blue line. Schmidt's wrist shot did not get through. Dagenstein will send it wide of the net. Trefny jammed along the end boards, and that'll end the middle period of play. Teams exchanging goals. The Warriors down by 1 through 40. This is Warriors hockey on Country 100. Has fit in well here in Prince George. Carter, a wrist shot into the glove of Ravensburg. Change of scenery can do a guy. Prince George wins the draw. Parasak will move it up. Nice hold by Paquette at the left line. Trying to steer it down the wall, but Anisimov will move it up and out along the blue line of the Cougars zone. Prince George picks it up. Anisimov up ahead. Parasak will steer it in. Mingo out to stop it for Nolan Paquette. Rims it left side. Brown was checked trying to play that puck. It will carry down with Anisimov pressured by McFadden all the way to the end boards. Anisimov, good handle. One of 4 players under 6 feet on the Cougar roster as it stumped in onto Dylan Mingo. Semenuk, Lajoie, McKenzie, Ziprick, and Schmidt trying to find an equalizer. Left circle face-off. Lajoie to the blue line. Ziprick, top of the zone. Schmidt looking left wing for Lajoie, but it's tipped up and out. Left circle face-off. Semenuk to take it for the Warriors. One up to the point. Ziprick shot. Save made. Lajoie just about cashed in on a rebound. He'll swing it cross ice. Pavel McKenzie left half wall. To the point. Ziprick waits. Wrist shot wide off the Blake. Here's Schmidt. Backdoor shot. Save made. Ravensburgen. And the Cougars moving up ahead. With some pressure there for the Warriors. Lemire chases it for Prince George. Over skates. The Warriors will try to move it out. Not on the first attempt. Now Ziprick will play it up ahead. He's looking for McKenzie, a little wide, and Prince George will push it back in. Jet Lajoie had a kick shot. McFadden taking the pass, trying to make that swoop, goes right wing. Reeled in by Benson Hurst. Hurst steers it to the right corner. They got McFadden on top of the net, but couldn't make that pass. Back to the point. Top of the zone, Ness. Wrist shot off the skate wide. Tipped away from Brown. And it's moved up the ice by the Cougars. Lost it at the Warrior blue line. Brown trying to build speed on the left wing. Breaks in. That shot goes off the poke check, out of play. Cougars center able to win the back. That was Ash. Around the wall, Funk, good tip out. Ash tracks it on the left wing side. Down the Warrior wall, tries to cut in, but Connor Schmidt just gets a piece of it. Breaks up that rush. Now the Warriors fight it off their wall. And a penalty to Bouchard. Blocker side draw to Mingo. Semenuk with Brown, Ziprick, and Schmidt. It's underneath the Cougar. What worked out. Semenuk chips right wing. Brown trying to track it. Semenuk to the net. Brown right corner. Trying to turn up the wall, but 2 Cougars on him. They'll move it down low. Parasak, Carels, Kutsiak, Shergott, Gazowski for Prince George. Shergott, the left Warrior boards. Up to the point for Carels. Back to Shergott left side. Parasak left wall to the point for Carels. Back to Parasak left half wall. Shergott up the boards. Carels at the blue line. Skates across the stripe. Back to the left for Shergott. Down low left goal line. Parasak Up the wall, Shergott, top of the zone. Carels in the slot. They come right side. Gazowski trying to go back door, left side. Couldn't connect. Carels a slap shot. Pad save again by Mingo as he gets the left pad down. What a save there by the 15-year-old. Warriors couldn't clear. Carels, top of the zone. Left wall for Shergott. Back to Carels at the point. Slap shot, save made. Bouncing puck, and it's moved down the ice by Casey Brown.
Well, that was a big...
Carels and an Isimov. Cougar center trying to go straight ahead. Trefny plugged that and then put it down the ice. Final 5 seconds here as Carels grabs the puck, building speed up the ice. Carels entering the zone through the middle, gliding to the left wing side. Back to 5-on-5 with 8 minutes gone here in the Elkridge Glass third period. Warriors trailing 3-2. And Isimov, right half wall. Parasak slides it through the middle, no one home. And Dreesen lost his edge, couldn't clear that puck out. Parasak near right boards. A little stick handle to the point. And Isimov, left side, Carels back to Parasak. It's off his skate, steered down low, but back up the wall for Parasak. He's checked on the boards, and then Trefny able to clear it out off the stick of an Isimov as the Cougars reset. Carels cross ice right wing. Parasak right back on the attack. Casey just getting better and better at 19 years old. This is his first full season in the Western Hockey League as the Warriors get called for icing. They're going to wave it off, actually. Carels sends it up and out. Colt Carter will play back into his own zone, just out of the reach of Paquette, who will now play it up. Good hold by the Cougars as they steer down to the Warrior end boards. Pressure on the wall. Gazowski chips for Carels, but the play low goes off a shin pad and out. Played back in by the Cougars. Steranka for Carter off the end boards for Paquette on the far wall. Up ahead, Steranka across the Cougar left side. He's looking for Andreessen, a little bit too tight. Passes wide. Prince George clears it out. Ziprick will sail it back in, rimmed around left wall. Parasak takes a chop at it. Comes up to Gazowski. It does get out. Steranka.
Oh, come on.
And they're going to call blocker side draw to Mingo. Brown, Andreessen, Ziprick, and Schmidt as it's pushed up ahead. Carels works the point for the Cougars. Shergott, Parasak, Gazowski, and Yakutniak. Yakutniak brings it in left wing. Looking through the middle. Nice breakup by Ziprick. He'll carry it up ahead, trying to push it up for Brown. Sorry, for Schmidt. Cougars capitalize, moving it back through the middle. Shergott fights through a back check, lays it on Domingo, and then it's ripped up and down the ice by the Warriors.
Full marks to Brown on that back check there.
40 seconds gone on this Ashdowns penalty kill. Rimmed around the wall by the Cougars. Shergott, left side, up to the point for Carels. Right circle, Gazowski. Back up top for Carels. Shergott on the left wall. Back to Carels at the point. Right circle, Gazowski. Put that one-timer wide. Shergott up the boards to the blue line. Carels, wrist shot high and knocked down, deflected wide. Gazowski. Left corner. Parasak up the wall. Shergott to the point. Carels. To the right circle, Gazowski in the bumper. Yakutniak had it tipped away. And the Cougars can't hold it in. 40 seconds to go here in the Ashdowns penalty kill. Kusiak to Gazowski on the right wing as they re-enter the zone. Parasak down the wall. Takes a heavy hit there from Brady Ness. Kusiak trying to challenge Ness. And they circle back. 20 seconds to go. The captain asserting his presence there. That was a big hit.
Gonna love it.
Here come the Cougars again. Foster.
4.5 minutes left.
Semenuk, McFadden, and McKenzie for the Warriors. Carels keeps it into the net. Paddled away by Mingo. Ness trying to get control of that puck. Pressure by the forecheck. Up the wall but not out. Held in by Dumansky. Gazowski pinched by Hurst on the boards. In the skates of Gazowski. Still along the wall. Good job by Gazowski. Work free. Semenuk plucks it free and he'll skate up ahead. Semenuk. Right wing McFadden. Chip down the Cougar board. Semenuk first one on it. Trying to center in front where McKenzie was, but it's intercepted by the Cougars. And they'll work it up and out. Carels comes in right wing. Trying to fade towards the wall. Moved it inside. Puck bounces around off the post. Off the post. Now Parasak trying to push it down low. What a great chance there for Prince George.
I thought Mingo got his right leg on it.
We'll have to take a replay on that. Carels shot, pad save in traffic. Chipped up ahead. The Warriors trying to get it to McFadden, but Ravensburgen comes out to move it away for the Warrior leading score. 3.5 minutes to go in the hockey game, down 3-2. Dumansky across 5 WHL prospect draft, second highest Warrior goaltender in all time. Second only to Zach Sawchenko, and you know what? He turned out pretty good. Here's Pavel McKenzie. Cross ice, right boards. To the net, high, knocked down. Carels moves it up. 2 minutes to go in the hockey game, down 3-2. Let's take a watch on Mingo. He's heading to the bench for the extra attacker. Dumansky on a loose puck, up the wall. Good hold by Paquette. It bounces down to the far right corner. Carels waits, flips it high into the air. Schmidt comes on. Oh, I don't know. Face-off back at center ice.
Goal scored by number 18, Dmitry Yakunsanak, unassisted. Time of the goal, 18:52. That's Yakunsanak, unassisted, 18:52.
Empty net goal for the Cougars. Under 60 seconds to go here in the hockey game. Egenstein, Pavlik, Steranka, along with DeGagne and Carter. Up the glass and back out. They got to push. Pavlik just couldn't get out. Now he moves it out. Bounced back in by Prince George. Carter flings it up the ice. Steranka cross ice right wing. Pavlik back across the line. Little spin move taken down by Carson. That one's a little bit soft too, don't you think?
Well, he got his foot out there as Pavlik tried to spin around him.
A lot of penalties in this hockey game.
There has, yeah.
This will be the 4th power play for the Cougars.